I'm kidding.
No,
I'm trying to run the show. We'll be right back on 103.8 Jakarta.
Okay, that's wrong, but it's okay. We'll edit it out.
Shoot, 103 point what?
Brava Radio.
No, but it's 103.8, right?
Yeah, 103.8.
103.8 Brava Radio with Farah Tubagus.
Thank you, Joel.
No problem. Have you eaten the durian or whatever it is? The durian?
Oh, love it. Love.
It.
Oh my God, yes.
Agatha?
I hate it. I can't stand it.
It's so interesting because
this is a sore point for Farah, by the way. Yeah, go on.
But some people love the smell and other people hate it. Now, here's the only thing I can compare it to. We have skunks here in
oh, come on. It doesn't smell like skunk.
So I love the smell of skunk. And when a skunk blows it, does its defense mechanism, I just go, this is the greatest. And other people are like, I'm going to vomit. And that's the thing I compare it to.
It's such a strong, but durian, when I smell durian, I'm like, food's here, I go down and I'm just
right. Where Agatha's like, who brought the corpse?
Yeah, exactly.
Who died?
Who brought the dead skunk in the house?
Yes, but is it a little off-putting, Farah, that if you think like, oh, the food's here, now I love it, even though there are signs up that you cannot bring a durian into like a public space?
It's only because the smell is so strong. And granted,
no, that's what I'm saying. The smell is so strong that you're I can't wait for more of that. The thing that is not allowed into public spaces.
My room freshener is durian. I mean, I'm smelling it right now.
No, and
candles are burning. It's like,
when I used to smell skunk, not knowing it was a skunk, I would be like, oh, that great smell. And then finally someone said like, ugh, a skunk. What happened? And did someone kill a skunk? And I was like, what are you talking about? That wonderful smell? And then I realized.
The smell of fresh air is skunk. Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Have you tried one? Okay, with all this conversation about durian, have you tried one?
I eat it every day. We grow it.
Amazing.
Holy crap. No way.
No, I've never tried one. So do you land in San Francisco and then change planes to go to Sacramento, or do you take a long drive to Sacramento?
It's not that. Okay, first of all.
It's a long, from Sacramento. When regular traffic is going, it's impossible to get to San Jose.
You don't know what regular traffic is. My house to my office, the studio downtown, is like 10 miles. You know how long it takes me here in Jakarta? 4 hours.
6 days. Yeah, well, we're not talking about Jakarta. We're talking about you
when I land
flying for 15 hours, then landing, and then saying, oh, all I have to do is 150 miles or whatever? No problem.
It takes me an hour, 45 minutes. No, not even. An hour and 30 minutes to get to Elk Grove in Sacramento. Yeah.
All right, I'm there. I'm on a plane now. I'm coming.
Okay. We'll see you in 15 hours.
Great. See ya. It's a very fast plane.
From LA, you can catch, if it's 10 o'clock, there's a 12, 10, and a 1:20 flights from Cathay Pacific, or Singapore Airlines flew at 10:45.
Boy, you are not joking around. You do know your flight. I can't imagine the miles you've accumulated over the years. Have you cashed any of those miles in?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the end of last year, I was supposed to cash them in, and I was going to go in June. My mom's having a family reunion there, and we were all supposed to go to McLeod. I don't know if you're familiar with McLeod.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were supposed to go up to McLeod, but the COVID thing, so everything got postponed until next year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I was literally supposed to be at a family reunion last weekend in Wisconsin, which is a state next to Illinois, right near Chicago. But see, you guys know all that stuff because you are internationally educated. So you know where everything is.
Sure, why not?
Sort of.
With that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That makes me so happy.
Before you've done acting full time, did you have any jobs or any favorite jobs that you did before the acting gig?
Well, I had 1,000 jobs, but but I knew, I don't know what, by the time I was about 13 or 14, I thought, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I'm going to do everything I can possibly do to do it. And that didn't mean that I just didn't do it, or I just did it and it worked out. I made espresso, like coffee drinks for years.
We have those here.
Right. Well, I say that because it was before Starbucks came in.
Okay.
Because now Starbucks is.
And then you lived in Seattle, so.
I grew up in Seattle, and this is before
that's right. Before Starbucks. Okay.
Yeah, it was before Starbucks was huge. I literally have a rock and roll magazine that somebody gave me from 1979 because this band called Talking Heads were on the cover, and there's a Starbucks ad. It's a local Seattle rock and roll publication, and there was a Starbucks ad in it, and it literally says Starbucks now 2 locations. And it was Pike Place Market in Capitol Hill. And so anyway, that was one of my jobs. So I was I worked in a bank, but I got very, very lucky in that right out of college, I got a job on a television show in Seattle that actually paid. And it was also on Comedy Central, or it had been. So it was a real job. And then I dragged my poor wife to Los Angeles, and I worked in a wine shop for a bit.
Okay.
But I got pretty lucky early on. She was working the whole time. She was a graphic designer at the time. But it worked, but I got very lucky, and that I have made some commercials in Seattle, and I was able to start making commercials in Los Angeles on an not international, but a national level, which at the time those paid pretty well for somebody that didn't have a job. So that worked out. And I never imagined I was always like, I cannot believe this is working. So, but I did a lot of construction. I cut trees down. I did a lot of landscaping. I did a lot of stuff like that. So for a while, and now ironically, I'm doing it again.
No, come on.
I do a lot of that. Oh, I do.
In your backyard.
I do some of that. I do a lot of cooking. I do most of the. I do most of the cooking if I'm home, because I travel so much. But when when I'm home, I do all the cooking. And and I love it when my wife goes, "There's too much salt in the salad dressing," and I'm like, oh. But I really do. I love cooking. I love it. So if I wasn't an actor, I would definitely be in the restaurant business.
Okay, so that would be probably it. But is there anything that you've ever done? I mean, that's obviously a long resume that you have there, Joel. But
it's a long resume.
I know.
Of talking about my espresso, of my cappuccino making days. Yes, there you go.
But is there what was the weirdest thing you'd say that you did for money? Like cutting down trees, or
the weirdest thing I ever did for money. I'm gonna have to go with the soup on that one. I can't believe somebody. Believe me, every time someone pays me to do acting or comedy, I feel like I just won the lottery. I feel like I'm robbing people, because it's all I ever wanted to do, and it's all I ever had fun doing, and I loved it. But as far as weird, wonderful jobs, I was I did a lot of improvising. It was an improv troupe. I don't know if you, do you have a lot of improv theater in Jakarta where people get on stage and kind of make it up as they go along?
No.
Well, we it's a long tradition in America of actors getting on stage with nothing, not ready for anything, and then or ready for everything, and making it up as they go along. And I went to twice a prison with inmates, with people that were in for life, and we did a show for them.
You did improv.
We did improv, and it was actually a very rewarding experience, and but it was crazy. It was crazy to talk to these guys and to be with these these guys. So I would say that was the craziest thing I've done for money.
Okay. That sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money, but we were having a good time. So.
Yeah. All right. That's good.